So, December's weird. um, Now that November's over, December just feels, I don't know, normal, I guess. But not necessarily in a good way. It's like I have all this time now, and I'm back to spending it aimlessly like I was before, clicking around the internet doing absolutely nothing. It's very, very strange. I can't tell if I miss November, if I'm super glad that it's over, but I don't know. It's kind of blah so far. It's supposed to be a pretty busy month. It is the holidays, but I don't know. I just kind of miss November, I think. That's neither here nor there. I just wanted to say that. December's weird. So I've been spending a lot more time on Twitter lately, trying to be present, fish for followers. It's very strange because since I started following agents and publishing companies, I'm also following a whole lot more authors that I'm now learning about and reading some of their books. It's very strange when they talk to you. I mean, I end up like flip-flopping back and forth between knowing that they're just normal people that once upon a time were probably kind of like me, and now they're kind of like me except they're kind of famous. So I mean, yeah, of course they talk to people and have conversations and lives and families and all these other hobbies and stuff, but it still almost feels like having a conversation with like a Hollywood celebrity when they just say hi. I talked to one of them today about my favorite kind of chocolate, and I talked to another one about how my dog is always in my way while I'm writing because she posted that her puppy was on her lap and she's like, I can't move now. And I talked to another one the other day about how she was trying to Google something and she was trying to Google Beatitudes and ended up watching Beetlejuice videos for hours. And I was like, well, that's a swift kick right in the nostalgia. So it's interesting. It feels really cool that they'll actually take the time to comment back. I don't know. I'm easily amused, and that's just the way I am. So, as the beta continues, Jory's through I think she's through chapter 8 right now. I know I've said it before when I was talking about fanfiction, but probably more so now that I'm writing original work. It is the coolest feeling ever when people like what you're writing and you get to talk to them about it. So, Jory's been quoting some of the funnier parts of my book and some of the really good lines of my book. Of course, she loves all of my characters, and she keeps like showering me with praise, and I'm trying not to let it go to my head because I know that Robin and Stella are going to crush me, and I'm probably going to get rejected like 100 times by an agent before anyone ever accepts me. I mean, I have faith in myself, but I still have to be prepared for that moment of rejection, and it's hard when the people that I give it to are just, oh, this is so good and awesome. It's going to be hard having to deal with both of those things at once, but I was kind of struck by the sense today that if I had never had the courage to tell my Facebook friends and family about my fan fiction in the first place, that I might not be doing this now. You know what I mean? I had written fan fiction for like 5 or 6 years before I was even comfortable telling anybody that knew me personally about my fan fiction, because writing is so personal. And then I don't know, I started telling a couple people here and there, and then they praised my work, and so then finally I was like, alright everybody, here's my fan fiction, and I just threw it to the wind and got a good response there. And once I finally got my word count up to like novel size and decided to try to write original novels, now it's like, I don't know, I never would have been able to do it if I hadn't taken that first step. So for those of you who are following our blog because you are curious, because you're writers yourselves, I know it's hard to do that, to take that step, and put yourself out there, because it is very personal to write something and ask somebody to read it. But just do it. It's worth it. I'm not published yet, but I'm having a great time. So yeah, there's that. Next in my list of things that I'm going to do, I wrote it down. It's right over there. You can't see it, but I can. I downloaded Scrivener. If you're a writer, you need this program. It's fantastic. So as I've been writing, this is how I've done it. I usually make a folder for the story that I'm working on and do a chapter on its own document, save it in that folder as number, chapter name. And they accumulate, so I'll have like 27 separate documents in the same folder, and they'd be the 27 chapters of my book. And, or my story, whatever. For NaNoWriMo, I did it all on one document so that I could keep track of the word count easier, because I could just click word count and it will tell me. But it got to be over 500 pages, and when you put 500 pages on one single Word document, it's a pain in the ass to try to find anything that you needed to work on. So there's that. And then furthermore, as I work on a story, I always have a planning document, which is my Excel spreadsheet, and it had at one point 27 tabs across the bottom of it of things that I needed. Scrivener is like my story, and both of the ways that I was trying to do it and my planning document had this like wonderful love child, and that's Scrivener. So when you do PowerPoint, you know how over on the left there's all those little, they're your slides. So when you want to go to a different slide, all you gotta do is click on one and it takes you right to it. Scrivener does that, but for your story. So you've got all your chapters over on the left, and you can click through your chapters. Each one of them also has an index card up at the top that you can write like your chapter summary. So like chapter 1, Bob goes to the market to buy bread. There you go. And then you can either view all of those index cards at once and click through them that way, or you can go over to the left and click on them that way. And you can also mark them whether they're a chapter or a concept, and then you can also mark them at what point of the revising process they are, so first draft, revised draft, final draft, whatever. And so that's pretty cool. And then there's also like a tab for research, so you can actually upload documents. So I took my planning document and I split it up into parts, and I uploaded each one of them as a separate document, so now I can click between those two. And you can do that with pictures or articles or whatever you want to do. And so basically what I have now is like a table of contents of all of my chapters that I can easily click between. And then I have all of the planning pieces from my planning document at the bottom, and I can click between all those. And I've made like character sketches for every single one of my characters, which seems a little redundant because my book's done now, but there's going to be sequels, so I might need it anyway. And then when you're all done with all of this, you can actually export it as a publishable file. So like for an ebook or for a manuscript or whatever, they have all of those formats already saved. It's beautiful. It's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've been playing with it for a couple days now. And if you did NaNoWriMo, you get a discount on it. And if you won NaNoWriMo, you actually get it half off. So it only cost me like $23. It's a steal. I love this thing. And you should have it too, if you write. So, there's Scrivener. And then I was just going to close by saying that that at 6 o'clock, which is in an hour from now, and 7 o'clock, I'm actually going to 2 different publishing seminars tonight. One of them is about something called Fast Pencil, which I think is a self-publishing platform, and they have it at my library, where they're going to tell you how to use it or whatever. And then the other one is actually a first-time published author. I think her name is Joy Frawley, and she's a local here, and so she's going to talk about how she went about the publishing thing and what worked for her and whatever, basically for new authors like me. So I'm gonna go check those out and see if they can give me any insights. And that's me for today. So I will see you guys around with news. See See ya.